Hey everyone, Aaron here from filmphototips.com. Today we're going to be having an in-depth look at Soundstripe, the royalty-free music licensing platform for creators. We'll be taking an in-depth look at the platform and discussing its features, as well as my thoughts after 3 years of using the platform as a professional filmmaker. There's a chance you might be watching this video in the future, or since I recorded this video, something might have changed. So for the most up-to-date information, I recommend opening a new tab in your browser and heading to filmphototips.com/Soundstripe. There you're going to find the most up-to-date information, as well as discount codes for the platform and everything like that. I'll also link to everything in the description below. While you're there on filmphototips.com, don't forget to sign up to our free newsletter, where we share tips, reviews, advice, and resources with our community. So let's jump into the Soundstripe review. Okay, first and foremost, let's quickly go over what is Soundstripe, how does it work, and what are the licensing terms for the platform. Soundstripe is a royalty-free music and sound effects licensing platform. Soundstripe works on an unlimited download subscription model. So you subscribe yearly or monthly, and while you're a member, you can download as many songs or sound effects as you like and use them in your productions royalty-free without worrying about paying any royalties or any ongoing costs. So you know how the platform works, but what are the limits of the Soundstripe licensing? To be honest, not much. I'm going to list on screen all the places that you can use Soundstripe, and I'll also read a few off for you that I've written down. So you can use Soundstripe music or sound effects for YouTube videos, social media videos, podcasts, wedding videos, advertising, short films, feature films, video live streams, client films, TV shows, TV commercials, online advertising, and corporate videos. You can also use them for things like real estate videos, intros and outros, and just about anything you can think of, really. There's really not a whole lot of limit to their license. There are a couple of things that you can't do with tracks that you license from Soundstripe. So you can't use their music for live performances, and you also can't use them for nudity. It should be obvious, but you also can't resell or distribute the artist's tracks. Other than that, you're pretty much clear to go. Now, if you're watching this video, you're likely a professional filmmaker, so it's probably very clear why you should be using royalty-free music in your productions and not just stealing music off the internet. I go into a lot more detail about the reasons why on the website, so feel free to check out those blog posts, but quickly, a few reasons are: if you use a popular song that you hear on the radio, you are 100% going to get demonetized on any online platform that you upload it to, almost instantly. You're also going to get copyright strikes, and if they want to, they can sue you for royalties, and yeah, it's just not worth it basically. It's a massive headache, and I'm all about avoiding headaches, so I just use royalty-free music in everything I produce. So let's jump into some of the Soundstripe features. The first feature I love, the price. At the time of recording this video, these are the prices. So for a standard membership, which gets you the entire royalty-free music library, that's $135 per year, which works out to $11.25 a month. For premium, which includes the sound effects, which is what I personally subscribe to because I love the sound effects library, that's $252 a year and $21 a month. There is one more level, which is the business membership. That's more for like medium to large size agencies who have multiple team members that are going to be licensing music. I don't personally need it, but if you're a bigger agency, you'll get a lot of value out of this level. So that one's $795 a year, which works out to about $66.25 a month. Bonus tip, if you want to save at least 10% on your membership, check out the description below where I've got a special discount link, or again, head to filmphototips.com/Soundstripe and you're going to find all the latest discount codes and best prices and deals there. So I don't need to go through much more about the price. It's incredibly cheap for a royalty-free music membership, since the monthly fee is what you would definitely pay just to license one song on any other website, and on here you can download as many as you want. Which brings me to the next point, unlimited downloads. As you're downloading songs and licensing them for your productions, there's no like counter discounting how many more tracks you're allowed to license. You can just license as many as you want. If you're doing a YouTube video and you want to use 10 different songs in it and 20 different sound effects, no problem, get them. Do the same again tomorrow, do the same again the day after. Like, it actually is an unlimited membership. The most I've licensed in one day is probably about 25 tracks. That's where I had a client that just wanted 20 really short videos putting together for them. They wanted to use different tracks for all of them. So I licensed all of those different tracks and worked perfectly. As far as I can tell, it really is unlimited. Simple, flexible licensing. Another thing I love about Soundstripe is just the simple blanket licensing. You don't need to check all the different boxes for exactly where you're going to use it and then watch the prices, bump up exponentially like you do with some other websites. You don't pay anything extra no matter where you want to use it. If you want to use it in a short film, you want to use it in a wedding video, you want to use it in a feature film, you want to use it in a TV commercial, you want to use it as a podcast background music, YouTube videos, wherever. You just download the tracks. There's nothing else that you need to pay, so it's really, really convenient. You don't need to think about the fact that, oh, they might show it on TV and that's going to bump the price up times 10. Just use it. It's part of the license. In short, I'll quickly read you their statement that they've got on their website. We think music licensing should not be complicated. The last thing we want to do is take the wind out of your sails when your film makes it into a film festival. That's why our membership covers any video use with no increased fees, period. Pre-made playlists based on mood or genre. There are tons of different playlists available on the Soundstripe website based on things like mood or use type. Some of the mood playlists include things like hopeful acoustic, inspiring cinematic, young and free, powerful, things like that. The use type playlists are really cool too, and some of them are really specific. So they include things like cooking show, unboxing, corporate. For weddings, I think just weddings alone, there's 5 different playlists based on which part of the wedding edit you're actually up to. So they have different playlists for things like the intro to the wedding, mid part, the ceremony, the after party. There really is really specific playlists available on there, so it saves a lot of time when you want to jump straight in. Bonus tip, a couple of years ago they created a really cool playlist based on the Stranger Things soundtrack. So if you've ever watched that TV show and love the sounds, really recommend checking out that specific playlist, which has a whole bunch of different like 80s sort of dark synth tracks in it. It's really cool. I'll put a link below and I'll also have a link in the blog for you as well if you want to check it out there. That brings me to the next feature I love. You can create your own playlists and it's really easy to do so. So I really like to do this for a few different reasons. One of them is just keeping quick access to the tracks that you really love. Another way you can use your own playlists is just to curate tracks based on the type of work that you do really commonly. So if you're always doing one type of video, like say real estate, then you can just curate a playlist of tons of tracks that suit those sort of videos, which will save you heaps of time in the future. What I personally do for just about every project is I like to create a project specific playlist. So I will know what project I'm producing, then I'll just run through a bunch of different tracks and create a playlist specifically for that project. Now to keep this video short for you, I'm not going to go into tons of detail about how I curate all the playlists for my different projects and my clients. But if you go to the blog post, I've spelled out exactly how I do that, and I do it really quickly for every single project. So again, link in the description or head to the website filmphototips.com/soundstripe. Every single music track is curated by their team and they upload hundreds of new tracks monthly. So the quality is just absolutely top tier. There's just no garbage on the website basically. You're not sifting through 5 tracks just to find a gold nugget. They're all gold nuggets and fantastic for different uses. So very cool. So I wrote down a few artists that I personally really like for different reasons. I'll quickly rattle through them. Again, in the blog, there's links to all these artists directly, so you can go check them out. But let me run through them. Parla, Aaron Sprinkle, artist called 8-Bit Errors, really cool. Cody Martin, Joshua Nicholas, Jesse Villa, Avocado Junkie. Last but not least, guy called Strength to Last. To be honest, there's way too many great artists to list, so I'm not going to, but I recommend head to the website, check them out. You'll soon find what you love and you can create your own playlist based on that. Next up, the interface. Now, if you've used enough stock websites in the past, whether it be for music or video or for sound effects or whatever, you'll notice that the interfaces are not all created equal. A lot of them are really hard to use, really clunky, really slow. You click something and you find out that you've lost the track that you liked. You know, just things like that, they're really annoying. But the Soundstripe one is super clean, super professional, and just an absolute breeze to use, to be honest. It's beautiful. A few things on the interface that I really like. It's simple and stylish, looks good and it's easy to use. You can see the waveforms of all the tracks, so before you even play a track, you can roughly see the peaks and troughs and the general waveform of the track, and you can just click anywhere on the track and play it from that point if you want to see how it progresses. So you're not waiting minutes to get to that point to see how it's going to sound, you just click it. hear it in 2 seconds. If you don't like it, go to the next track. If you do like it, add it to your playlist. Easy. Right up front, there's also loads of information about the tracks, the mood, some of the instruments in it, the speed, things like that, and you can sort by that as well, so that's really good. Just a huge range of filtering options is really handy as well, by mood, genre, pace, instrument, vocals or no vocals, the artist, the key. Yeah, you'll find it a real breeze to get through on pretty quick. Huge sound effects library. So it's also worth mentioning that there is a really huge sound effects library. At the time of recording this video, there's 35,000 plus sounds available in their sound effects library on their website. That's quite a lot if you just think about the different use cases for sounds. 35,000 of them, you're pretty well going to find exactly the sort of sound that you need to use for your production. In the past, when I'd needed sounds, I'd actually gone to sound effects websites, and again, I'd be clicking through 20 different sounds that seemed like they would be the same, but some were really low quality, some were really high quality, and everywhere in between. So I wasted a lot of time, but like with everything on Soundstripe, they curate everything that goes up there, so it's all really high quality. It's just all killer, no filler, basically. You know what they say in the record industry. Really good. So definitely check it out. Just to give you a little bit of insight as to how in-depth the categories of sound effects are, for the category of transportation alone, there's 35 different modes of transportation, and some of them are pretty general, like car or motorbike, and some are really specific. Some of them include things like ambulance, tank, space shuttle, snowmobile, and zeppelin. I think I even saw one for elevator. Definitely check them out. You can get really hilariously specific with the sounds that you need. My personal favorite car sounds, the Subaru Impreza, because that's just got a really cool sounding engine and the sounds that they have on there are really good. Also the Mercedes C63. That's a car that sounds like a real car. It just sounds really cool and really useful in productions. Last but not least, the speed to license a track. I think, honestly, it takes about 10 to 15 seconds, about 3 clicks and about a couple of words of typing. You just got to type in the name of your production, click it, bang, you can license it instantly. It gives you options of MP3, WAV, there's sometimes stems with the tracks, there's sometimes shortened versions of like 15 second, 30 second, 1 minute version of the tracks, instrumental, with vocals, without vocals, like really quick. Few clicks, couple of types on your keyboard and it's all there. Click it, download it, use it, done. Like, it's really good. So we should also go through a couple of things that could be improved on the Soundstripe platform. Obviously this review is going to be very positive because I do personally use the platform and I have done for 3 years, so I wouldn't be paying for a subscription if I didn't love it and use it. But like anything, there's always a couple things that could be improved. Probably one thing would just be a few more vocal tracks. A good percentage of the library, like I'd probably say over 60 or 70%, wouldn't have vocals in the tracks. So it'd be fantastic if there was just a little bit more percentage of vocal tracks that you can use, because I find that when I use tracks with vocals in my productions, it's much easier to get the songs caught in people's heads. So that's really good for things like advertising videos. Yeah, I'd just love to see a little bit more vocals. Probably another thing is just the size of the library itself. Soundstripe is one of the newer platforms. They've probably been around 3 or 4 years at this point, I think. They do have thousands and thousands of tracks and, you know, well over 35,000 sound effects. But like with anything, if you use something enough, you may start to find edges of it. I personally haven't really run into those issues because I don't produce enough videos to ever hit the edges. But, you know, if you had a big agency and you're doing 20 different videos a day for 30 different clients, then over time you probably will start to find the edges of their library. But they do upload hundreds of new tracks every month and they're all really high quality, so you're definitely not going to hit the edges very quickly. But they're probably the only couple little things that I'd love to see progress over time, and I'm sure they will. So thanks so much for checking out this video. If you found it helpful, obviously like, subscribe, hit that notification bell and leave me a comment below. If you had your own thoughts on Soundstripe or different music licensing platforms, then also comment below, and you can always shoot us an email through the filmphototips.com website. We love hearing from people, and again, don't forget to head to filmphototips.com and join our subscriber list. If you've watched this far and you do want to download Soundstripe, we do have a special discount code and a special link for you, so that'll be in the description below. But again, filmphototips.com/Soundstripe for all the most up-to-date things, the best discount codes, best deals, my thoughts on the platform, any of the new features, things like that. That will be updated all the time, so that's always the best thing to check out. And thanks so much for watching. Cheers.